Hey, yo, g'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a while since we've done a little moto vlog, and by a while I mean not very long, but long enough for me to notice it, alright? But hey, how we going? How you been? How's the wife? How's the kids? How's the job? How's life? Mate, everything's been pretty good around here, around these parts lately, from hitting the 1,000 subs and on that goodness, and generally just having a good time. Man, I have a fun story about Jason and I going up to Lake Eildon the other day. I did mention it in the video, the previous one, but I thought we'd go over it a little bit better. A little bit more detail. Now, Lake Eildon is about, like, 2.5, 3 hour trip out and then back. And, man, it's a gorgeous trip if you haven't done it before. Now, this is the first time I've ever done it, but oh my God, it's a good time. So, it's a big journey to get there, man, and I'm talking, it's a long time, it's a painful time, but it's a gorgeous time. Now, getting out there is actually, like, it's very beautiful, and I'll get back into that in a bit. So, journey's embarked, man. You get out there, go for a little ride. We pulled off at this place in Alexandra, had this place called Kaz's Diner. Mate, it was spectacular. I'm talking old school retro style diner where the burgers aren't even goddamn burgers. They're like bread roll, homemade burgers. They were fantastic. But, I tell ya, you get the best foods in, like, the strangest locations, because all these, like, smaller towns and all that always have a good pub or a good diner to go to, and Kaz's Diner in Alexandra was absolutely sick. They've actually got a little drown town out there. I believe it's Darlington, they've called it. They, when it flooded, they made a dam, and Darlington is buried in said dam, and you can still see it. So when we had, like, a drought years and years ago, you could actually see the top of the buildings, which I thought my dad was telling me. I was like, that's kind of sick. But we went through this pass, and just before we got to Alexandra, there's this little area. Now, I'll post a picture of it now, where there was just this massive lookout over the like a valley, or just like farms and stuff, and it was gorgeous, and all these hills and whatnot. I can't see with that sunshine, but it was hilarious because it was this massive, like, little gravel path we sort of got to get up there. But to actually get up, once we did it, yeah, there's a little broken metal thing just like down in this ditch, and there happened to be these two chairs. So Jason and I like, well, fucking oath, seats. So we ended up having two chairs, and we ended up making that work out for us. So we ended up having two stools to sit on, which I thought was actually, like, it was just based. It was so perfect. So we got to absolutely have a fat sesh, just chilling on this side of, like, this viewpoint, mate. I'm telling you, it was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, we're gonna sneak in here. Can't see shit, but we're here. It works. Man, I have to leave work at, like, the worst hour sometimes. The sun's, like, blinding my ass. But yeah, so after we made it through this town, we're on the way to Lake Eildon, alright? Now, once we got to the actual lake, obviously we're on the wrong side. So we were going to the far side of the lake. So once, like, we got over some bridges, it was gorgeous, man. Gorgeous, looking at all these, like, fucking hills and shit. Now, when we get to the other side of the lake, I'll post another picture here. Look at this gravel road, dude. It was absolutely just endless. I think it was about 20 clicks of just pure gravel road. It was ridiculous. And obviously, as Shade Tree Surgeon once said, every bike is a dirt bike if you just point it at the dirt and go. And boy, does this bike have a fun adventure. So after 20 clicks of just bumpy, destroying our asses because of just constant fucking dips in the gravel, and the gravel sort of like bumpy like that, like, I don't know if it's because of the tires or the way they just did it, but man, 20 clicks of just vibrations and pain, alright? But it was gorgeous. And then, of course, there was always the fucking, so Jason was like, so if we have a problem, like, stack it out of here, we're fucked, alright? Oh, poor bugger. So we were going down the gravel road, and what happened was this 4B just came out of nowhere, and, like, I was in front, so I moved out of the way because my bike has ABS and all the bells and whistles. Jason's bike's an 89, 88 CBR, doesn't have ABS, doesn't slow down very quickly on gravel. And the man I heard it fall, and I was like, fuck, did something go wrong on my bike? Did I break something? Because it's, you know, all this gravel roads, and I look behind and I see the MC19 laying on her side. It was quite painful to witness, but he only broke the windshield and the fairings, so he was okay, alright? The man's fine. The only thing that hurt was his pride and joy, alright? So, put an F in the chat for old mate Jason. He's okay, but the bike did need some love and attention. Fortunately, the man's bought some fairings, which I'm not going to spoil, actually. I'm going to wait until they arrive, because I want this to be a good video. So he's actually got these beautiful aftermarket fairings, which are going to be gorgeous when they get here. I am so excited. I'm looking forward to them. And he's actually bought a little bar, like the old CBS had that bar for the fairings that goes there, so that'll be, that's getting fixed. So it's all going to be beautiful. So this man's on the up, right? His mentals are feeling much better. So I feel good for him. I'm kind of excited. But on the upside, man, he just had an excuse to modify the bike. What can I say? So life's going good for Jason now. Anyway, so what happened next was, with the lovely dirt paths, after Jason fell down, we decided that this man didn't want to go too much further in the dirt. So what we didn't end up going too far back into the actual area, but what we ended up doing was finding a lookout. And oh boy, this was no ordinary lookout. I thought we could just ride up there, and I already committed to riding, and this is where it gets spicy. This is a fucking 4x4 trail. It wasn't a normal fucking hill. And I already committed to going up, so if I decided to stop going up, I would have fallen down and dropped the bike, and well, it would have been much worse going down sideways than it would have been if I just dropped it going up. So what happened was, it was about a 45-degree incline that had these three like giant hills on top of this like path, alright? I don't know why they decided that was an idea, so I guess it makes it more fun with the 4x4s, but my bike was almost going vertical up these fucking mounds, man. And so I just sort of pinned it open and went, because if I didn't, I would have come back down. But after I made it up this fucking 4B track, man, I got to take a gorgeous photo with an amazing lookout, alright? It was an amazing lookout. Would absolutely recommend you go and have a look at it. I forget the name of it because I didn't really pay attention because I was too busy shit scared about dropping the bike. But once we got up to that hill, oh dude, it was astounding. It was gorgeous. Jason decided to park his bike on the bottom and walk up, which was a good idea because I don't think the MC19's made for that kind of terrain. My bike is not, so God knows that sport bike is not. But oh, it was absolutely fucking amazing at the top. And naturally, I had to come back down. Now I wish I videoed it because it would have been a fantastic vlog, but I did not. So unfortunately we don't have that. Is that a bug inside my visor? Get it. So unfortunately we didn't get that documented. Is this a bug inside my visor or not? I can't tell. Anyway, coming down, infinitely terrifying, more terrifying than the other one, because going up is scary, but coming down you have to brake, and when you brake on gravel, the bike likes to slip, alright? So I made it up to the first bump, and what happened was my fucking adrenaline was high. I was absolutely terrified, shit scared even. So what I did was held the brake till the bike locked, and then I just slowly released it and then just kept like tapping it. And my legs were spread out so goddamn far. Like I was like this on the dirt so I wouldn't fall down. And lo and behold, I made it over the first bump. Then I slid slowly down to the second bump, to where I decided I can't actually do that technique on the second bump because I will just eat shit and die. So I just rolled. And what happened was I rolled down and just rolled and held that rear brake in its effective range, and you could hear the ABS. It was fucking amazing, and I made it down with about a meter to spare from Jason's bike. And he goes, watch out for the bike. And I'm like, I can only do as best as I can, my friend. And lo and behold, it was all right in the end. But hey man, every bike's a dirt bike. It just needs to be pointed at the dirt and off you go. But man, shit, that thing was, it was terrifying, and it was really fun. But oh, I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. And then when I came home, I went to look at the chain tension, and it was about 70 mils loose, so I had to adjust that. It was very bad fucking. But yeah man, there's me little story time with that little 4x4 here. In soon, Hugh's going to be done with his 4x4 engine swap, so that's going to be exciting. But that's sort of what happened with that thing. And of course, naturally, we had to come back, and you're in the countryside, a lot of straight roads, nobody around, so there was a lot of 6th gear, full speed pinning legally, which I assure you it was done legally. It was a great time, guys. I'm going to have to film it if we ever go out that way again. Obviously, I won't film the whole trip there, because Eildon is too long for the GoPro to last, and I know I only have 3 batteries, and I only ever really use one, so we're just not going to do that. But yeah, that's all I'm sort of, that's the story time, guys. If you want to go down a 4B trail and you have a Rebel 500, what can I say, mate? She's basically a 4-wheel drive. Everything's doable. Fantastic bike. But yeah, whew, What a rush it was. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the story time for the day. Every bike's a dirt bike if you point it at the dirt and go. But yes, take it easy, keep it cheesy. I hope you've all had fun. Thank you for sticking around. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe and all that magic-y goodness. And as always, take it easy, keep it cheesy, and bye! Peace! Whoop!